Hello guys and welcome back to my channel, and this week is a special video and this is my first collab video ever, so I am super excited! So this is a collaboration with lovely Beauty Champion here on YouTube, and she's doing a bridal makeup for blue eyes and I'm doing the bridal makeup look for brown eyes. So in case, you should definitely go check her video because it's a lovely makeup look and I'm sure you're going to love her. Go subscribe to her channel, she's amazing and she deserves subscribers, so go. But in case you want to know how to do this makeup look, just keep on watching. And in case you want to know how to make this hairstyle, make sure you like this video and I'll make sure to film the tutorial for you and let me know. So yeah.
No.
Go!
That's all me together.
So I'm going to start by applying my primer, my eyeshadow primer by Vindicate all over my eyelid, all the way to the brow bone and also in the lower lash line. So we'll be applying eyeshadow down there as well. Now taking a fluffy blending brush and the first transition shade, we're going to create the first colour, the first shade defining the crease. And I know it looks like it doesn't really do much, but it does make a very huge difference. Now I'm taking the darker, a deeper shade. I'm just dipping a tiny bit more of the crease, just a tiny bit underneath that first shade. Now since this is a wedding, a bridal look, we want something that's not too dramatic because you will have those photos for the rest of your life, so you want something that shows up your natural beauty, that enhances it, and well, it does look like you have makeup on, but you know, nothing crazy. Where we applied the second shade, but smoking it to the center of the lid as well. The shade's actually very pigmented, so you want to be a bit careful with the amount of shadow you apply. Now I'm taking again a clean brush and just smudging out the edges just to make it look a bit more soft. Now with a normal eyeshadow brush, I'm going to take Sin by the Naked One, and well, actually any light rosy shade I think would work just fine. Now I am going to take a tiny bit of my highlighter by MAC and applying this as an inner corner highlighter. And let's see, to create depth we're going to go with a also rosy shade with an angled brush. Now for the liner look, I'm going to go with something quite simple, as I said, nothing insane, but we're going to define the lash line anyway. It doesn't matter because I'm going to use it on the other one anyway. So I'm going to come in with my MAC pen something, also in a black shade, and just to... Now for this look I personally prefer that in the beginning of in the inner corners, it looks a bit more smudged and a tiny bit less defined. It gives you this definition without being too harsh, but in the end it looks defined, harsh and sharp. Now, so I can find, there you go. So now with my perversion eyeliner, I'm going to tightline my eyes. And now with a plummy shade, this is great by Urban Decay as well, I'm defining my lower lash line. Now we're going to highlight our brow bones, and for this I'm taking the Ivory shade by Bobbi Brown. Just because it's matte, it's subtle and it's lovely. Now for the brows, it depends on your hairstyle in the day, your brow taste. And since I have those very harsh eyebrows, I don't want to do them any harsher. I'm just going to keep them in place. This, I'm taking my two favourite mascaras at the moment, but I do recommend you, brushing your eyelashes is always something nice to do. But I recommend you taking something waterproof because you might cry in the day. If you're like me, you probably will cry, so have this in mind. So I'm going to start by applying my primer, and I'm choosing the Baby Skin by Maybelline. And I'm just choosing something that's going to fill in my pores because personally that's what I feel like I need the most. Fitting your priorities, anything that goes with it. So if you have problems with redness, you might want to try something that's green. If you want something a bit you might want just to fill your pores. Maybe you want something that's a bit highlighted. But seriously, I think that you're going to stay with the makeup through all the day. You may touch it a bit, but I just think you're going to get a tiny bit, maybe a bit of glow through the day. And we're going to apply highlighter. I feel like go easy with the highlighter. Now applying some concealer to our panda eyes. To be honest, with the doomed wet-in, how you want to call it, beauty blender, things get so much easier. Okay, so when it comes to foundation, I feel like foundation for brides is something that I personally feel like it depends on what's your preference for finishes, coverage and all those things. I personally prefer when a foundation looks like skin, and I don't really have that many things to cover. I feel like I don't need a full coverage foundation, that's what I mean. But you might go with what fits you the best, so I would probably suggest you actually wearing a foundation that you already know that's not going to break you out, that's not going to feather through the day, that's going to, how's it even called? When it turns orange. Because foundations, they can react different to different people's skin, so everyone is different when it comes to reaction to foundations, lasting and all those things. So you should make sure that the foundation works fine on you. Okay. I would recommend something as a translucent powder, something that is not going to look cakey or anything. So I'm going to use my micro finish powder, but it's a translucent powder anyway, so there you go. I'm going to be a bit careful with this because it goes everywhere. Now for powdering our face, okay, we already did that, but I'm talking about blusher, highlighter, contouring, all those things. As I said, you want to look like you, so I would recommend you don't do some crazy contouring where you look nothing like yourself. Keep in mind, and I do want to say this 1,000 times in this video, but I think I can't stress enough how you should look like you. In 10, 12, 30, 50 years from now, you want to see those photos and still look like that was you and still really like the way you looked. Peachy, natural, cute blusher. I'm applying this to the apples of my cheeks. I'm not into contouring in myself, being completely honest, so I'm not gonna do that. Now I'm going to go with highlighter because highlighter is pretty, it's beautiful, it makes you shine. Now for the final touches for the lips, I'm going to use my Givenchy lip liner in the shade, it looks like it's shade 2. It's a waterproof also. Just lining and filling in my lips. And now as lipstick, I'm going to go with the Sephora lipstick in this Rouge Shine in the shade 11, which is a mauvey kind of nude.
All lips like children, the voices we hear.